Hey guys, this is Nick from Attack 2 Gone, and today we're doing a template attack on the goHo. We are currently in war against a level 8 clan, GJ, in South Korea, and they seem pretty legit. But we're looking at a live screencast now, and one of their drag rushes just failed on my base, which makes me feel good about myself. So the goHo we're looking at is going to be a goHo that I did, actually on the guy who's attacking me. He was trying to get revenge, didn't quite make it. So let's take a peek at his base and first talk through what makes this a good goHo. So first of all, is it a good dragon base? It's got those 3 air defenses, which makes it a little bit questionable. They're pretty spread out, which means that a rage is going to be hard to do. And if I was going to try to light these, I'd probably try to have the drags come in from this side. However, this side only has 1 collector. I don't know. This guy's made it hard because he has a lot of high HP buildings in front of his air defenses. And so pretty much I'm going to say this is going to be not a 3-star for a dragon attack. The next is goWipe. Unfortunately, I don't have a goWipe. But it has a bunch of these little itty-bitty connections boxing everything together, which is going to make the goWipe a little bit difficult once we use up our wall breakers. And finally, the fact that there aren't really an awful lot of open spaces for giant bombs, and that the giant bomb placement is pretty predictable, means that I want to try to use hogs on this base. So people like putting their Teslas in the middle. I'm going to guess that he has a Tesla here, and that's a 3x2, so there's no room for a giant bomb, and a Tesla here. Which means there are really only 3 other places within the base that a giant bomb or a Tesla could be. Here, here, or here. Also, highly suspicious is this open space down here. So it seems to me that most people like to have their Teslas on the inside. So going in, I made the guess that this guy over here was a Tesla. I'm going to say Tesla ? And I guessed that we had the giant bombs here, here, and 1 here. Either that or a double giant bomb here and nothing over on this side. Okay, we can route around those giant bombs. This giant bomb placement, if they are here and here, is really poor because there's absolutely nothing to convince my hogs to go there. My hogs can easily just route around. Those aren't an issue. So I've decided I want to do hogs. So now the question is, do we do a goHo? Do we have a golem in there with a kill squad, or do we just do straight hogs? So what's the purpose of having a goHo in the first place? So the golems really have 3 main purposes that I can think of. 1, they can defuse traps. 2, maybe let's use a different color. 2, they can help be used to kill off the Barbarian King. Especially if you drop your own Barbarian King and a couple wizards in, then the Barbarian King attacks the Golem, gets killed off by your guys, and then you don't have a sucker doing, let's see, 143 damage per second to your hogs. The third reason to use a goHo is if there are a lot of buildings, it can soak up damage. So let's call it distract. So if there are a whole bunch of buildings firing on your golems, then that means your hogs won't lose as much health when they're going through. So when I was looking at the space, it's about a 8.5 town hall in terms of defenses. This one's been maxed out, but all of those cannons are level 9 or level 8. All the rest of the archer towers are level 9. These wizard towers are going to be dangerous since they're so high level. So In terms of deciding whether or not to use the goHo, I looked around. There weren't really any traps that the golem could easily defuse. I mean, I suppose the golem could try to look down here on the south, but you know, if we're putting the golem who's going to come in on this side, he's not going to walk over to that trap. He might go this way, so you know, we can't use the golem to clean up any traps. So the next question is Barbarian King. If the Barbarian King was in the center, if he was over here, then that wouldn't have been any use because we couldn't have lured him out. We couldn't have taken him out with the kill squad. But, you know, check it out. His range is over in here. So as soon as we drop a golem, if it goes down right here, the Barbarian King will come up and start attacking. So we can use it to take out the Barbarian King. Finally, could it be used as a distract tool? If we use a wall breaker to open up this section, then the golem could go in, golem's sitting here, and so let's see, that's within range of this guy, the archer tower, it's within range of that mortar, it's within range of that mortar, the wizard towers will focus on it, the cannons might focus on it, so in general, we can tie up every single one of these defenses, almost half the base, if we can get our golem to go right here. So that seemed like a good trade-off for me, a few less hogs and putting a kill squad in here to take out that king and to distract these guys while I had my hogs go in. So I wanted to have my hogs being able to benefit from them soaking up the damage, especially since my golem's only a level 1. It won't last for too long. So I decided to do 2 streams of hogs. We will put hogs in a new color. So hogs going in here and going in here. So I expected they'd go in and then go around and meet around here. And that's pretty much what the hogs end up doing. They take a quick jog over to take care of this archer tower, which worked out even better than I planned. But in general, that's the pathing of the structures. And so then the final question is where the spell's going to go, those heal spells. So obviously we're going to want one over here, around that guy. This one, the fact that these 2 wizard towers are so close is pretty nice because we can just kind of drop a heal spell and it covers hogs coming from here, going here, and then going over to this splash damage unit. And then I figured I'd use my second or my last heal spell somewhere in here, depending on where the Teslas ended up being. Because I wanted to try to pre-heal before a giant bomb spot if it looked like the hogs were going to go through it. For example, if it looked like this was a giant bomb, I'd want to make sure that they were fully healed up from this guy. Anyway, or if the guy fooled me and perhaps he put giant bomb tier here and I was worried about the hogs running across later on. So how did I end up attacking this guy? First, clan castle lure. And the purpose of the clan castle lure was I wanted the hog to go through this empty space. That way, if the giant bomb was triggered, especially since this guy, looking at his base, he loved symmetry. Look at how, you know, all of the archer towers are placed and the shape of the base. This guy wants to have his traps in symmetrical locations. So, if there was a giant bomb there, then I could hypothesize that there was a giant bomb over here, and that Teslas were here in these middle 3 spaces. If there was a Tesla over here instead, then I'd have to be more careful because he might have tried to put a giant bomb here, here, or here, more central to the base. So let's start the replay. And we will get to that point. So I'll fast forward for a split second. You see the hog go in, he triggers the giant bomb. Boom. Also, he triggers the Tesla. So now we know for sure, yep, that guess, Tesla, was correct. That guess, bomb, was correct. So from now on, I'm operating under the assumption that this is a bomb, this is a Tesla for sure, and over in this pocket, we don't know quite for sure, but in general, people like their Teslas towards the middle. So we're going to call this a Tesla question mark and a bomb question mark. So once I've lured the clan castle. You can see both the balloon and the dragon are out there. I want to try to bring them over to the side that I'll be bringing my kill squad in from, which is over here. So I'm going to drop an archer here, which is out of range of all these defensive buildings, to draw them over. Archer gets dropped. I chose to have wizards in the clan castle. I figured that the skellies would help distract the clan castle units and also could be useful for cleanup. So you see here I've dropped my golem, and I've started creating a funnel with this because I want my barbarian king to go inside, not to go around. So these CC lure troops just destroyed that building over there. I dropped a wizard over here to help get rid of that guy, and I dropped my barbarian king, so he's going to attack here. The barbarian king is going to attack. By the time he destroys that building, I'll have a wall breaker to open it up, and the closest building will be this storage. So the barbarian king will funnel right in where I want him. You can see that that enemy barbarian king got lured out by the golem. So he's being a nice little boy and following his way in, and our barbarian king is just wrecking him. So I did drop an additional wizard or two up here to help deal with the clan castle troops, because you can see they're not quite done yet. Thankfully, those skeletons are doing a really good job of distracting the dragon. So at this point, I figured, hey, my kill squad has done what it's supposed to do. Barbarian king's down, and the golem is positioned here. You can see all of our defenses are locked onto him. So this seemed like a good time to drop the hogs. Something I learned the hard way earlier practicing is you always want to drop leading hog first. So I did drop one hog here just to make sure there weren't any traps. And looks like there weren't. And so then I go ahead and double drop both my troops. So the enemy barbarian king is down. You can see that these troops here are really strong. That golem is toast. Thankfully, it lasted as long as it needed to. My barbarian king still has a lot of health. I've still got the clan castle guy up there, but he's about to die. And I've still got both wizards and all my CC kill troops. So they're going to funnel in and help clean that part out, while the hogs, the main attraction, are starting over here and over here. So I saw that get down to the yellow. Oh crap, drop the heal. So the heal got dropped. These ones up on the top are doing better than I've expected, perhaps because that wizard tower was targeting the golem instead of them. So the first heal dropped exactly where I wanted it to. They stayed in long enough to get fully healed up. Second heal, I didn't really need this second one at this point, but I wanted to make sure that that Wiz Tower didn't kill him off completely. And, you know, it's pretty much the hogs are in good shape. Another nice thing about the way this base is laid out is I tried to path it so that the hogs wouldn't go over empty spaces. Like if I was this guy, I would have put a spring trap here, spring trap here, spring trap here. I don't know, maybe one down here, maybe one over here. But the way that they're going in, they're just going straight over spaces where there is no room for spring traps, which is awesome because I don't lose hogs that I don't need to. You can see up here, dragon's gone. We didn't really have to worry about watching him because we have more important things to do. And both witches are up, which actually really helps with cleanup. So I decided to drop that final heal there. That heal could have been a little better. Really, I should have positioned it a little more over this way so that the hogs would be running into the heal instead of over it. You can see that that third giant bomb was exactly where we expected it to be. That third giant bomb was there. So, hey, we have completely cleaned out the base. No defenses left to speak of. I don't have too many hogs, but that's deceptive because I had maybe 10 or 15 hogs left over out of my initial 28 hogs. I had 28. I used 3 hogs up, 1 to lure, 1 to test, and 1 to test. So out of my 25 hogs, I probably only lost 10 to 15 of them in the entire base. The rest of the hogs died because of that giant bomb, and then there was a spring trap that took out 3 more of them right there. Spring trap right there. So, you know, in general, really nice attack. I wasn't expecting it to go that well. Everything went right, and the goHo really is a very powerful attack when you do it properly. Anyway, hope this helps, guys, and maybe we'll see a couple more goHos in future wars.